Welcome to episode 212 of Your Career Podcast. Welcome back, and I'm really glad that you're here to join me for another episode of Your Career Podcast. And I'm changing it up a little bit today because I'm actually going to use the recording of a group coaching session that I conducted last Monday in my Careers Academy. We do monthly group coaching calls, and I normally focus on one particular topic for half an hour, and then I open up for Q&A for another half hour. And on Monday, it was such a lively chat after my presentation that obviously the topic resonated with so many people. And this was how to create a success mindset. And it's so important to have a success mindset for, anything that you do, and how to stay positive. And so in this podcast episode, I'll be sharing what I discussed, which was 6 top tips so that you can really focus and develop a mindset of success rather than a mindset of comparisonitis, because sometimes we compare ourselves to others and then we feel as if we are not quite measuring up. Yes? So let me move on and let you listen to this recording. And if you've got any questions, please join me on Clubhouse on Mondays from 7 to 7:45 p.m. Sydney time, because that's when I'll be hanging about on Clubhouse in my own room, answering questions from anyone who has a career question, whether it's to do with career management or communication or personal branding or getting another job. I'll be there to answer questions live and on the spot. So follow me on Clubhouse. My handle is @Jane Jackson, or if you just type in Jane Jackson, you'll find me. There are quite a few Jane Jacksons, but I'm the career coach. So enjoy this episode, and I hope it really helps your mindset. Okay, let's create a success mindset. So one of the most important things is, we get this comparisonitis when it comes to, what we're doing and what other people are doing. And it always seems as though someone else is doing better than we are. Well, what I would like you to do is to really focus on your own journey, what you're doing, and don't focus on what other people are doing, because there's always going to be someone who is okay or more okay than you are. There always will be. There'll always be some career coach that is doing so much better than me, and I'm not fussed about it because I'm doing what I do, and I want you to stay in your own lane, okay? Don't compare yourself with anybody else and what their journey is, because we never know what someone else's demons may be as well. The job search process is tough, but you know that if you stick to your plan, you need to create a plan, and you keep at it and you adjust your sails. If the winds change, you adjust your sails, as we have to with COVID. And I'm thinking of Albertine when I say this, is that we plan for something changes, then we have to adjust. It's part and parcel of life. And one of the phrases that has always stayed true is, this too will change. No matter how good something is, it's not going to stay great. No matter how bad something is, it will never stay bad. There will always be change. So we go through this like a bit of an emotional roller coaster. And just remember, it's not just you. I go through it. Albertine, you go through it. Joanne goes through it. John goes through it. Jeremy goes through it. We doubt ourselves, and then sometimes we feel like we're on top of the world. But remember, you know where you want to go. If you don't know where you want to go, that's when you need to take a step back, refocus on your values, your skills, your knowledge, who you are, and what you want to do next. Because whatever you are, remember, you are sitting on a mountain of value. You have got so much to give. And you've got skills, experience, and expertise. No one can take that away from you. So you focus on your journey and you take one step at a time, okay? There are always going to be obstacles. And I think that what really determines character is how we get over those obstacles. And you don't have to do it alone, because you've got a community here that's helping you as well. And I'm always good for a chat, as you know. Okay, so don't hesitate to reach out should you need it. Now, a winning mindset. This is, of course, there are going to be obstacles. I mean, that's a given, but you need to do what it takes to reach your goals. Be laser-like in your focus of what you want. If you can cast yourself into the success that you desire, what does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it feel like? You know, if you woke up in the morning and you're about to do what you dream of, what would it be? Yeah, who would you be seeing? What would you be saying? What would you be wearing? You know, so you really imagine what success is, and then you need to set the steps to get there. And you need to have a true clarity of purpose. Why do you want what you really want? Because that's going to drive your desire. Desire is what will determine your success, because most people, they want something, and when it gets hard, they think, oh, well, maybe I didn't want it enough. But if that desire is there, even though it's tough, you're still going to go through it, and you will be determined. Because, you know, everyone who's ever been successful has had tough stuff. There are so many successful business people who've gone bankrupt several times. I mean, how awful is that? Just getting bankrupt once is bad enough, right? But you've had really bad things happen. I've had terrible things happen, you know, to me in my life. I've been really, really ill when I wondered if, you know, I was going to get through it, gone through a divorce, you know, I've had to move country, and then people have passed away. And it just, I mean, it's been an emotional roller coaster my entire life. However, I know what's important to me and what I need to do in order to look after my family and myself and the people that I love. So you focus on what's important to you. I'm just going to stop sharing just for a moment. And okay, is this kind of resonating a little bit? Does it make sense to you? Okay, does anyone have any comments at this point in time? Not just yet? Okay, I'll just keep going, shall I? Okay. So am I too slow, too fast, too soft? Everything good? Good. Okay. All right, I'll just carry on back to this one. Okay. All right, so there will be obstacles. Albertine, you're in a different country right now. There will be obstacles, but there's no excuses. You have your clarity of purpose. You focus on the end game. All right, back in Australia, in a job, and you know you're going to be happy. It's just a matter of time. When you have a little bit of a wobble, you know, and I know it's kind of like an ache in your heart, you know, that it's like, you know, it could just be all over and I'm there now. But it is what it is. You know, the border closures, etc. It's beyond our control, and how you manage your mindset during this time is the most important thing. Don't bottle it up. We're here to talk, okay? So now, when it comes to reaching your goals, I really, really like this. It's an Abraham Lincoln quote: "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe." So preparation and planning is the key to success. You can't just keep going at it. You can't just pick up any old blunt axe and keep chopping the tree. You're not going to chop it down, right? But if you prepare yourself, you sharpen your axe, and then you get at it, the whole thing ends up being so much easier. So you've got to prepare yourself well, understand the market that you're targeting. You've got to be patient, and even though you might not want to pick up the phone and talk to someone, or go and network, or reach out, or attend an event online, or whatever it might be, turning up, honestly, is 50% of success already, because just putting yourself into the right environment gives you an opportunity to really expand your network. But if you know what you want, keep at it, because you chip away a little bit at a time. And the job search process is like that as well. You know, it's almost like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And you think, oh, you know, I've got so far, you know, they called me after I made an application. They liked my resume. I was good on the phone. Then you meet, for the job interview, and then, oh, nothing's happening now, and I've got to keep waiting and waiting. And then they say, oh no, not this time. We chose someone else. And so it's like, it's a bit like a dance. Yes. If you keep doing the right thing, eventually you will be successful. But honestly, preparation, planning, the determination and the desire to succeed, and being patient because you know that you're doing the right thing, you're heading in the right direction, that will really, really help. Okay. And honestly, you know how I'm sure you will have met people who were so doggedly determined to make something happen. And if you really believe in yourself and you know, hey, I'm pretty good at this, and there's no reason why it shouldn't happen, all it means is not enough people know what you can do in order to make it happen. So that means that thing that I keep saying, expanding the network, but it's not who you know. It's never who you know. It's who knows what you can do. So you can also use platforms like LinkedIn to start to brand yourself and create content and pump content out there to educate the masses that you know stuff, whatever it is that you're a specialist in, you know stuff. So even, Albertine, you're in Japan at the moment, you can still brand yourself in Australia. LinkedIn is global, right? So, and for all of you, Wilbur and John and Joanne, think about your area of expertise. What content have you shared recently on LinkedIn? Are you a content creator or are you a content consumer? Because only 1% of the 770 million members on LinkedIn create content. I'm one of them. And the content I create, it's like, yes, there are lots of other content creators, but it's only 1% of the 770 million. And that means because I'm part of that small 1%, people will notice. And that's how people find me. Because most people say, when I ask them, how did you find me? They say it was via Google or LinkedIn. So I know that it works, and I know LinkedIn is a great platform. So you need to prepare and create a great LinkedIn profile. Okay, guys? Now, self-limiting beliefs. I wonder who has got a self-limiting belief sitting on their shoulder? Okay, any of you? I'm just going to have a look. Jeremy's nodding. Self-limiting belief getting to you. John, are you okay with that? You believe in yourself? Joanne? Joanne, have you ever doubted yourself? Albertine, you're going through that at the moment, right? Okay. Yeah, that self-limiting belief is such a bugger. It's ugly too. Don't like ugly. Oops, hang on, let me go back. We don't like ugly green things, that are just in the way, because that self-limiting belief rears his bloody ugly head anytime during the day or night, right? And you think you're working towards something and you feel fine, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, I'm no good. I can't do it. Who am I to be brilliant? And then you start to think, oh, it's going to be so hard, and this isn't working, and that bad thing happened, and that bad thing happened. Well, yeah, okay, so bad stuff happens. It happens. It's life. This is what we signed up for. We were born, and good stuff happens and bad stuff happens, and we fall over and we graze our knees sometimes. But it doesn't mean that you are not good at what you do. Your space, you just own it because you know you've got multiple skills. I know I've got multiple skills. I know which ones I'm really bad at. I trained as a graphic designer. I'm hopeless. Honestly, terrible. This is why I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not very good at design, but I can talk for a living. Who would have thought that I could talk for a living? But I'm not down on myself for not being a brilliant designer. There are many people who are so much better than me at design. I can do a bit, but it doesn't matter because you find your own lane and you focus on it. So anytime that self-limiting belief rears its bloody ugly head, okay, just knock it off your shoulder because it's always sitting there. Just get away, because I can do it, and I don't care what anybody else says. You can do it, and you know you can. Okay, when you doubt yourself, just say, why am I doubting myself? Ask yourself, why? What makes me think that I am not able to do that? I mean, you might say to me, well, what makes me think that I can do that? Well, why not? Why can't you do it? What is it that is stopping you from being the brilliant version of yourself? You've got heart. Yeah. You can read, you can hear, you can learn, you can listen, you can talk, you can see. You've got so much going for you that a lot of people don't. You know, they say there's none so blind as those who will not see. So even those who have got sight, they have blinkered vision. For you, the fact that you're just part of, the Careers Academy means that you know that with a bit of support, you can be better, right? So that self-limiting belief, say goodbye to it, stop it because we don't need it, we don't like it, and it's going to be banished, okay? So next one is maintain positivity. I know it's easier said than done. Sometimes it's really hard to be positive, but learn from those who have succeeded. I want you as action to think about who is doing what you want to do in your industry, in your job function. Who is making a success of it right now? Who do you know? If you don't know someone, ask. Okay, ask around. If you don't know someone, go onto LinkedIn and start to do a search. LinkedIn is fantastic for searching. Use the keywords. If you find that with the free profile, you don't have enough search functionality, then use the 30 days that LinkedIn gives you for free to test out the premium profile. And you don't need to pay. After 30 days, you just downgrade back to the free version. Or for a couple of months, you pay the $59 or whatever it is for the additional search functionality. You don't need it. You can do a perfectly good search without paying. But if you think, I need a little bit more, then do that, because you need to find people who are doing what you want to be doing. How did they get there? I love looking at people's profiles because, I can see that, for example, I'm a career coach. So a lot of career coaches have come from human resources, they're organizational psychologists, and then they become career coaches. I'm not an org psych. I was not an HR manager. I was in corporate training, but I'm doing exactly the same as what those people with their PhDs and their org psych degrees are doing, because I had the determination to take all the training and certification that I could in order to get there, because I modeled myself on my dream career coaches, such as Hannah Morgan in the US, who's just amazing. And what do they do? And when I reached out to her to speak and say, your secret to success, I want to know, and I want to interview you on my podcast. When we talked, we realized our humble beginnings are so similar. So I had her up on this pedestal because, amazing, amazing woman. But her journey has been about the same. So model yourself on people who are excellent in your field. Find out how they did it and ask them, because you know what? It's so flattering for someone to be interested in what you do. So if you ask some intelligent questions, let them know it's not going to take up more than 5, 10, 15 minutes of their time. I'm sure they'd give you the time of day. And just, I'd really like to learn from you. What is it that it takes to be a success in your area? Then find out from them, okay? Also, I want you to surround yourself with positive people who really, lift you up. We all know downer people, right? Those who go, it's not going to work. The job market's really tight, all those negative things, or, you can't start your own business or whatever. So I don't want you to hang around those people, okay? If you're related to them, so sorry, but spend more time with the positive people who give you a reality check as well, because you can't go to the moon, even no matter how positive you are. It's just, we are not going to fly to the moon. But what you want is someone who's realistic, who's done the hard yards, has done it before, and can tell you their story. Also, for inspirational stories, go onto YouTube. It's free. Listen to some of the TED Talks. Talk about look for any subject. If it's going to be the power of vulnerability, Brené Brown has her TED Talks. If you want to start with why, Simon Sinek. has got the TED Talks. They're so good to listen to, and it really G's you up. And there are multiple podcasts to keep you going as well. Okay. And so here, Simon Sinek, who I think is guru of the world. Our struggles are the short-term lessons we learn to achieve long-term success. Thinking again of Albertine, okay? I mean, it's tough. This is temporary, okay? You being in Japan, wanting to come back home to Australia, this is temporary. You will get back here, and getting over the tough stuff right now, because I know it's an emotional roller coaster. It's ultimately, I can't wait till you come here. If you come to Sydney, we're having lunch, we're having coffee, or we're having dinner. Okay, maybe we'll get the whole group together. That would be so nice, wouldn't it? Okay, so remember, there will be struggles, but ultimately, with the determination, desire to succeed, you will make it. Okay, and while you are wherever you are, we can help others as well. So, whether it's, a local charity, Vinnie's or Salvation Army or some other smaller charity, or somewhere where people, even if it's just the soup kitchen where you're helping out once a month or something, it's do something to help those who are less fortunate than you at the moment. Because what it does is it makes you feel good, because you're helping. And as human beings, we love to help others. It boosts your self-confidence, because you're going to see that there are people who are struggling more than you. And just offer to help, share your expertise, smile at someone once a day, ask them if they're going okay. Usually in the supermarket, if someone's had a rude customer, I go, that was a tough one, but I think you're doing a really good job. And it makes them feel so much better. And then it makes me feel good too, okay? So think about how you can actually help the community, because we don't live in a silo. Now, so the 6 steps to a success mindset are: focus on your own journey. Don't compare yourself with others. You have got your own journey to go. Do what it takes, okay? Be in there for the long haul. Be patient, because good things come to those who wait as well. Don't let the self-limiting belief stop you. It will rear its ugly head every once in a while, but just acknowledge it for what it is. It's a self-limiting belief. No one believes it but you. So let's not believe in it, and it won't rear its ugly head. Learn from others and connect to your community, okay? And accept help. Okay, accept support. We're here, we're your community, so we can continue to assist you. And so I'd like to know now what actually works for you. And I'm opening up to questions.
If you enjoy Your Career Podcast, please hop over to iTunes and leave a review, because that's how we get to reach more people. And if you need help in your career, go to www.thecareersacademy.online, where you'll be able to find lots of online programs as well as one-on-one coaching with me. See you soon.